Hey guys, real quick before we start this video, I just want to tell you first, thanks for watching and I hope you're enjoying the videos. But the other one is, as we're going through this, so I'm just getting ready to start tiling and doing this. So if there's anything in particular that you want to see, how I do something throughout this job, let me know. Put it in the comments section and I'll just do an entire video on that. Like if you want to see how I lay the tile, that's going to be on the shower pan. I will do a video just on that. So feel free to comment below and hope you enjoy the video. Take care, guys.
Hey there. Hi there. Oh there. Welcome back. We are working on part 2 here, and you are never going to believe what we find underneath this subfloor. Did I get you? That's some scary stuff. Alright, so let's get into this. So we are ripping out the subfloor here because on the new shower we are putting in, we have taken out a tub. We are not putting a tub back in. We are putting a shower pan in, so it is going to be a stand-up shower. And we are going to be running that drain line in the middle of the shower pan. So the obstacle that's ahead of us right now is this vent stack. As you can see, they wrapped it around the 2x4s and didn't take it around. And because they wrapped it around, it's going to be sticking out wider than the AC line in the 3.5-inch gap that we have to do. So figured out a way. Took me a little while to figure it out, but did some notching and it was extremely close, but I got it to work. And we moved this vent stack over, and that solves our first problem. Alright, so the long story is the long story. The short story here is they initially built the drain line a little bit too high, and what I thought would work ended up not working when I did a water test, when I did the dry fit for the pan, and so I ended up having to rebuild this. But anyway, for now we are moving the diverter from the other side to this side where I'm cutting out in the middle here, and we'll reframe out. So we're going to have to tear up the subfloor, as you saw we already did, and then we're going to move our water lines over to this side. Now coming up here, this is the main issue that we have in this shower, and we're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, in that this AC line that you see sitting here is 3.5 inches from the plate that you saw there, and so we've got to bump this wall out. So the bad part of this is that it's going to make this shower 3.5 inches smaller, and this isn't a very large shower, so it's going to feel a little bit tighter in there. The good news in this is from the outset they initially wanted a very large niche down the long wall. So because of this, we weren't able to run it all the way down from wall to wall, but we were able to get a very large niche in here. So that's the good news in it. Now let's run some water lines. Haha, psych. We are not running water lines. We are going to build the wall, and you will see what we do with the niche here. So as I mentioned, This is just 3.5 inches that we are going to be bumping this out. Nothing overly complicated here. We're running some long vertical bracing, and then I am working on right here setting the height for the niche. And I will mention, this is a very tight area to work and to be doing this. This is a very small bathroom, as you can see, and then the Jack and Jill part where the vanity is going to be pretty tight too. So all my focus right now is on the shower area. I'm using the vanity area as a staging area, and it's tight. All right, so these two cleats that I'm putting on here, they may look like they're level, but what I really did is they are pitched a couple degrees back towards us, so the water can drain away. A lot of guys just do this with the tile, but it's really important to do it with the base also, just in case if water ever does happen to get in. It's just good to have that pitch to get any and all water away. And as you can see here, the niche is starting to take shape and come together. Good preparation here with having everything level makes the tiling in the back end just go a lot easier. But I was not thrilled about all this extra work. All right, there you have it. There is our new wall. Now we have the long-awaited water lines to install here. So we are using 1/2-inch PEX, and we are using PEX fittings and crimping them together. They are a fantastic way and a very safe way to do all your water connections, as long as you do them properly. And always make sure on each connection, use your little device tool to make sure it says good to go or no go. And I will do a quick little video on how to do these PEX connections, because it's not intimidating at all. It's fairly simple. You just gotta pay attention to what you do. So you can see I'm crimping it down right there using that tool. And so it has two sides, and one says go and the other one says no go. And if it slides over top of it, that's go. If you can slide the other end over it that says no go, that means no go, don't go. It's pretty black and white and simple. Alright, somebody speed this thing up. Let's go. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to save you guys a bunch of money here and keep you from having to go to any special training. Red means hot. Blue means cold. Boom! So I will mention, one of the challenges sometimes when you are trying to do this and you're working in tight spaces is it can be difficult to get the PEX crimpers into a location so you can actually clamp them down. So it does take some forethought and planning to make sure that you can get those crimped in. And then a side note here, real quick, if it shows it on the bottom of the screen, I do not have a clamp on there. I was doing just a test fitting, dry fitting, and I got all this other stuff all put together. Always go back before you finish and double check every single connection that you have, and just double check and make sure that you've got the good to go on all your connections. And when I was doing that, I noticed I did not have, there you go, I did not have that crimped, and when the water came on, that thing would have exploded. And that is something you don't want when you do this. It makes it look like you don't know what you're doing. Alright, and here is our new shower diverter. And let me tell you something real quick about your shower diverters. Make sure you know what trim you want, because all these shower diverters are proprietary. So we have a cooler one, but they have their own cartridges and styles and trim fits that are specific to them. Delta has their own. So make sure you're matching up the right diverter with the right trim kit and everything that you want. So this is just a basic diverter for us. It's got, you can see 4 outlets here, one for the hot, one for the cold, one for the shower head. Here you go, hot, cold, one for the shower head. We do not have a tub or a faucet to the tub, so we will just be plugging that. We've got some female adapters here that we're gonna put some Teflon tape on, crimp them down, and get rolling. So one thing I did not do a good job on was getting my board back there square, so I had to put a composite shim on the bottom, and this is really not a big deal whatsoever. But it's the detail stuff that you also want that to be square and flush when you do the finished product. So just pay attention to that stuff now, and you don't have issues later. So as I mentioned, those crimpers can be pretty tough to get in tight spots. So even here I had to loosen up the diverter so I could free up some space to get into that hot valve. Just putting that shim back in there and tighten it all up. And then we'll put the cartridge in there and get all that sealed and covered and move on to our next step. Alright, a couple quick things to make note of. When you're putting a cartridge on, it's kind of like a car tire. Go caddy corner and squeeze everything down a little bit. I have my impact driver. Do not hammer down on it. Just snug it up a little bit and then go back and tighten it up like into that. And get her nice and snug. And that is all we have for this episode. We are further along in this project, obviously. So we've got some good stuff going with drywall going up, shower pan going in, the new drain going in. That's it. See you guys.